Oh, we're live!
Hi.
Right, okay. Sorry, I shouldn't look so surprised, should I, when it actually works? Morning, everybody. Now, this has the potential to be a classic because what we're doing here is we are with the wonderful DCTR people. Tom and Becky, how are you? How are you today? You okay?
Very good, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Thanks
I'm very excited because today you are launching DCVR, which we're going to come into in a moment. We'll talk about in more detail. I'm going to do, I think Salesforce call it a safe harbor statement at the beginning. Anything that goes wrong today is purely on my head because I am being a complete fuckwit and having technical issues. So that it's nothing to do with you guys, is it, basically? You've been very polite and you've been waiting and saying, yes, Bailey, come on. But hopefully we think we're there, don't we, guys? We think
so, yeah.
Should
be good.
If this works with Whaley, it will work with 100% of the world. So we know that.
It's the way we test.
Right. That was my preamble. First of all, fantastic to have you back on as ever here. You guys are very excited. I'm very excited about your new release, your new enhancement. You can't stop enhancing you crafty buggers at the moment. Tell me why why we should be getting excited about what you're showing us today.
Cool. So first of all, hi guys, I'm Tom, director at Doctor, and Bex as well is one of our designers, and she looks after our DCVR stream. So the reason you should get excited is because we're going to show you Kerfuffle World, and this is something that we've built for Kerfuffle. It is a DCVR product. So what we offer within the DCVR umbrella is a VR CGI walkthrough, but it's more than that. It's interactive, it's immersive, it includes videos, it can have links to websites, Matterport tours, everything in the world effectively that we can code into it. And we've got 3 products. So one is walking around an off-plan development or a house, so something that's not been built. Whilst people could create a normal still image CGI of a house or an animation, actually this allows the user to walk through it first person and interact with the property, changing materials, watching videos about it, looking at pictures and all of that kind of thing. The other 2 products are virtual marketing suites. So that is bringing the suite into the virtual world. So in other words, we can talk about the location and the materials, and you can see the little 3D model in the middle of the room like you would in reality, but it's virtual reality. And the third thing is estate agent offices. So we know that there's this hybrid thing going on at the moment in the industry where a lot of people are working from home. So of course, lots of people are forced to, but equally, there are lots of people that work around the country, and there's this sort of virtual network. Well, we've created a branded space for those people to meet up into. So I like to think it makes Zoom look like a dinosaur, which is something that I didn't think I'd be saying at the beginning of this year, because Zoom was fresh to me at the beginning of this year. That's how tech has moved on. So what we've done is created a Kerfuffle branded space. So you guys can use this ongoing on your website as an iframe. If you want meetings in it, if you want to meet suppliers and clients, it's yours to have fun with. And the cool thing is that we can update it ongoing with deals and bring the whole thing alive.
So that's the preamble. So that's, I mean, no, that's absolutely perfect the way you set it up. And look, seeing is believing, as they say. So much as we're testing my multitasking skills to the limit here, but just a couple of things. So first things first, apart from literally 2 seconds ago, I still haven't seen what we were about to go into. So this is the first time I'm basically seeing this like our viewers will be seeing it here. So very, very excited on that approach. And what I think I'm having problems with is I've heard a load of, obviously I've heard virtual reality, I've heard kind of Zoom, but I think what's going to be really interesting now to see the actual application of that, of what you're talking about, because there's no doubt at all, is it, people are they're all zoomed out, and as much as it genuinely is a fantastic business tool, it doesn't allow quite the level of connection that you'd hope for, would you? And it's no surprise to see people ordinarily by the end of the day even more knackered than usual when they've been on a series of Zoom things. And then of course Zoom, by very definition, they want you to know it's all about Zoom. what you've done here is bring the personalization back, the individuality back, isn't it? You spend all this time and money and energy marketing yourselves as being different to everybody else, and then really the first way that people meet you today, in many senses virtually, you just become this grey character like everyone else on Zoom, don't you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we can bring in your branding, we can bring in your logos, and even if you wanted your own domain, it can be hosted as your CNAME. So it can be a Kerfuffle CNAME. There's no mention of us either. So it's totally branded to you. The other thing I'd like to just get across is this isn't just a video tool. So actually, the application is similar to Matterport or iSpy from the point of view that people can walk around a property or an office or a virtual marketing suite without the meeting element. So you can share it to 1 million people, and there's no worry that 1 million people are going to walk in at the same time. So you create meetings within those scenes.
So how many, just talk us through the sort of logistics in terms of how many people you can have on board, and again, just reiterate the main driver for when you would imagine an estate agent would be using this.
Yeah, so I guess, so if it's if your sales team are selling an off-plan development, something that doesn't exist, their option at the moment is to show images of it, is to show animations, and of course you can get VR tours which traditionally are 360 hotspots. So there'll be CGI 360s. Now, what the sales team can do is actually host a meeting within the scene, as you'll see in a minute, as a bit of a video avatar, we call it.
Yep.
So in other words, you both have free movement to walk around, you both hear each other, and you can both see each other within something that doesn't exist, only virtually. So so that's, I guess, sort of the main element is you can still build that rapport. You can sell different aspects of that property. It's a really rich experience because you can still build a relationship within something that's full of content, gives the idea of space, gives the idea of lifestyle because you can play music at the same time if you really wanted to. It's just a really great novel experience for people, and the hope is that it really brings the whole property alive, and that's the case for virtual marketing suites. If you're a salesperson that wants to meet in a suite and talk about the whole development, then you can do that.
Yeah, the options are endless, aren't they? The fact that you can have a virtual marketing suite and have multiple houses to go in, it's almost, we called it an inception, because you can go into a model, into a model, into a model. So the world is your oyster. You can just go from anywhere. So
we don't know how deep you can go, like if it's the Matrix, how many models can you go within? It's a bit
let me tell you, you can't go any deeper yet because you've already blown my mind. But I love the Inception one, because look here where I am, aren't I? I'm looking here behind me, and I've got my obviously green screen here, and the important thing to talk about is, whilst there are the VR elements in there, isn't it? It is the interactive elements of this that just takes it into a completely different space, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And the fact is, you don't have to have meeting calls, but you can still bring it alive with video textures and sounds and that kind of thing. So still someone walking around still doesn't have to feel sort of completely isolated and, just looking at pretty 360 images. Actually, you can bring the whole experience. And if your sales team wanted to record welcome messages when you walk in, if you want a branded video that you've created and you want to put that on one of the tellies as they're walking into that property or that virtual marketing suite, then that suddenly elevates it from just a normal CGI to something that is very, as I say, novel. I've never seen it before. So I'm quite excited by it.
So when did, obviously this is hot out the DCTR labs. How long have you guys been working on this? Was it literally something that you'd had in the kind of long-term development, or was it very much a baby of the lockdown?
Yeah, for us it was a baby of the lockdown. So since really March, April, especially, Bex actually joined us this year at the beginning of lockdown, and Bex came with a lot of those skills. Welcome, Bex. Thanks for joining us. And she's really been a key to driving a lot of this. We built CGIs before, but we had never really ventured into the VR area until this year, and that's partly driven by consumers. So driven by, I think, a lot of our clients that were asking if this was something that we could could offer, but equally it's driven, I think, by consumer habits. So like I say, I used to hate Zoom, to be honest. I didn't have a clue. I didn't like video, and now it's second nature. And I guess we've sort of, I think if we had talked about this last year, we potentially would have thought it's just too far. It's not, people aren't going to get it, but I feel that
already now, aren't they?
I feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for showing us that today.
No problem. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congrats, guys. Bye-bye.